Hello, fellow book lovers. My name's Anna, and this is Bluebell and Joe. I'm a mother who's passionate about children's books. My daughter also loves books, when she's not throwing them at my head. The theme of this video is inclusivity and diversity, and it's part 1, so be sure to check out the next video for part 2. I think we should just start up here. Handa's Surprise. Oh, what a fabulous, gorgeous book. So this follows the story of Handa, who puts these delicious fruits into her basket to take to her friend in another village, whose name is Akeo. And these girls clearly live in the African bush. The illustrations are absolutely beautiful, and off she goes on her journey. And every step of the way, some cheeky little rascal comes and naffs a piece of fruit. So you can learn about the different types of fruits, you can learn about the animals. There's an ostrich. And what I like is you get, let me just see if I can pick up with the camera. That's a banana skin being flung by the monkey. And here comes the zebra, and you can see the ostrich leaving. So it's kind of like a bit of a tag team of thievery. And Handa's completely oblivious to the whole thing. So yes, my daughter absolutely loves this book, making all the animal sounds. And by the time you get to the end of her journey, she's nearing the village, and all her fruit's been stolen, but then a little goat comes and pop into a tangerine tree. And lucky for her, when she finally gets to her friend, tangerines are her favourite fruit. So it's beautifully illustrated, as you can see. And a little detail I love is on every single page are these beastie bugs everywhere. And if any of you have been to Africa, you'll know, there are insects galore. So it's just a really nice detail. Little things hiding in the grass as well. So lots to see. So that's Handa's Surprise, beautiful book. So the next book I'll talk about is the Usborne 199 Jobs. Now, this isn't usually a book that I go for. I don't know, it's a bit sort of cartoony, but actually when I looked inside, I thought, no, this is a really good way of teaching children different professions. And what I really like about it is that there's a lot of thought that's gone into, making sure that there are women in powerful positions, and it sort of feels very balanced, and people of all walks of life, different colours. I just found it very diverse, and as such, a real pleasure and great fun to read. So this is a nice one. Okay, next I want to talk about How I Feel by Love Every. Now Love Every is actually I think an American company, and they do these subscription boxes with books and toys and things like that. So I'm not sure how easy these things are to get hold of in the UK where I am, but this was gifted to us by an American friend. As you can see, it's great fun. All of you will know, I'm sure, that have young children, is that they love to look at pictures of other children and babies. And my daughter, certainly, this book really helped her to express her emotions and helps her work on her empathic skills, even though, of course, she thinks she's the centre of the universe. Rightly so, because she is the centre of my universe. So these great little photos are a really great way for teaching kids on dealing with emotions and different kinds of facial expressions. And again, very diverse in its photos of kids from all sorts of different backgrounds, which I love. So here it is, that one. Why don't we go to Global Babies? Oh, this is one of my favourite books in the world. It's a photograph book. So you have pictures from babies from all different parts of the world. Guatemala, Thailand, Greenland, Mali, ever so sweet. I must admit, the story itself, it's a bit sort of meh. It doesn't really go anywhere or tell anything other than just, reiterating that we're all the same and all babies are born wonderful, special, beautiful, whatever they wear, however they feel. So the message behind it is really sweet, but, not that fussed on the writing aspect of it. The countries where the photos were taken are really useful. For me, this is all about the photos, but it's a stunning book. There is a second book of the Global Babies series, which I'll be showing you in the next video, so be sure to check that out too. Right, Hats of Faith. So this book as you can see. I just love the intro as well. Many religious people share the custom of covering their heads to show their love for God. And then we have a turban, a hijab, rasta hat, a putka. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these. Tikal. They do give you a pronunciation here, but I do know that you sort of pronounce some of these things slightly differently depending on where you are in the world anyway. So, yeah, the thing about this book, this is my personal opinion, I'm not wild about the illustrations, but who cares, right? Because the whole point is you're learning about the different head coverings, so that's the kind of focus of it. I also really appreciate where it says which many Sikh men wear, not all Sikh men, which many Muslim women wear, not all Muslim women. So I just like that. It's a simple detail there, but one that I really appreciate because I just don't like mass generalizations. And, you know, when it comes to topics like faith and religion, I think one has to have a degree of sensitivity. Also, there's a couple of hats. I don't even know what this is called. You have to forgive me, but it's clearly a Hasidic Jewish man, and I can't remember what those hats are called. But it sort of feels like they may have room here as well for a second book. I don't even know if there is actually. I'll try and see if there is a second one, because it's like they've still got further to go, you know, because they don't cover all possibilities. Like they could also show a bishop and talk about his hat as well. So I'm sort of picking out ones that like, oh, actually, yeah, we haven't discussed that in this book. So who knows, maybe part 2, that would be nice. Okay. So the next book I want to show you is called A Little Piece by Barbara Curley, and it's a National Geographic photograph book. The thing I love about this book is not only the pictures, there's a really fantastic story that sort of drives it. So all it takes is one hand, one smile, a single voice to give a wave, say hello, and spread a little piece. And so it goes on like that. It's very gentle, quite poetic, and shows photographs from all over the world, different scenes. It's really interesting. So I tend to show this to my daughter while she's eating her lunch, just for fun. And it's just a great way to introduce your child to sort of, yeah, just how incredible and diverse our world is and how beautiful the planet is. Gosh, gosh, gosh. It's nice to get a bit soppy sometimes, isn't it? I usually roll my eyes to things like that, but actually this book just got me. And then this page is fab. So it goes through all the different pictures and the countries where they were taken, and just a little bit of information so that you know what you've been looking at. And it's also just a great thing to add to a study or a conversation. Anyway, so that's that book. Lastly, this absolute stunning book, We Are Water Protectors. I nearly cried when I read this. Oh my gosh. So not only are the illustrations absolutely magic, the story is just beyond profound and powerful and very current. So it sort of is following this little girl who is hearing from her grandmother about the ancestors and about how precious water is, and about how we will stand with our songs and our drums, we are still here. So making themselves heard, basically. And talking about the sacredness of water, and then the foretelling of the coming of a great black snake. And of course, it's the pipeline going through the Native American land, and how it's just destroying all the wildlife, and how the water protectors, as they call themselves, have a duty to stand and fight and try and protect the land and the wildlife. It's oh my God, I'm even getting wobbly just even talking about it. It's absolutely beautiful. And then it ends with this, with this powerful image here, which I'm sure actually a lot of us have seen on the news, with people actually protesting, and they call themselves the water protectors, these protesters that are trying to fight the oil pipe. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to purchase any of the books mentioned here, check out the list and the links below. I do receive a small commission for any items purchased, which really supports my channel and helps me bring you more content. So thank you, and see you soon.